Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of Check In and Thrive. I am Shayna, and
Tamara.
this is a platform where we talk about our growth, any challenges that we go through as we become our best and highest selves.
Yes.
So, Tamara, we
Mhm.
checking in today.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. Beautiful thing happen. Like I begin to see the growth more and more, the
Mm,
vision materialize more and more, and
yes,
I'm just so happy to see all this happen. For real.
yes,
Amazing.
yes,
For
yes.
you.
Hey, we going to see Keys?
Yes! Yes! Oh, so it will be amazing.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Like I'm just like just how everything is just lining up. I can see more and more how beautiful our lives are becoming. Like
Yeah,
and how we're flourishing. Like
yeah,
this is like what I've been waiting for is to embark on this part of
yes,
the journey.
yes. Because we say yes to the calling. It's amazing because
Mm.
we are doing what we're supposed to do to be the woman we want to be. Nobody, like he said, his story is save yourself. Nobody's coming saving us. All
Oh,
the thing that we know, all the thing that we do, it's because we are doing the thing. Nobody do the thing for
nobody.
you. Yes,
Nobody's reading these books for me. Nobody's
yeah,
going into the computer and making these things for me.
yeah,
I'm doing
yes,
this.
yes, yes,
So I am saving myself.
yes, yes.
And entrepreneurship
Mm-hmm,
is how going about doing that.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
I find out who I am and what my purpose is, and then
mm-hmm,
I create these as a product of what is
mm-hmm,
already inside of me.
mm-hmm,
And then
mm-hmm.
in turn, I save myself.
Yes, yes.
And I have ownership in me, and that's the biggest perspective change that we could have made, is shifting that perspective from God being outside of us to
Mm-hmm.
God being within. I am God. I am a fractal projection of God.
Yeah.
I'm a
Mm-hmm,
creator.
mm-hmm. Yes, you are creator. Yes,
Mhm,
you are
mhm,
creating day to day. Like I see something on the internet that said that every day we got to invest in ourselves. And I realized that
mm,
investment is not really about money. It's about showing up for ourselves. Like every time you do an action that's putting you closer to your vision, it's
mhm,
you investing to yourself. Every time that I
mm,
take a book and I read it, it's me investing in myself. Every time I write an
mm,
article for something that I like, it's me investing in myself. So that
mm,
contributes to my growth. So no, it was beautiful. Yeah.
mm. I
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
Because that's what I feel like I've been doing. I'm investing in myself, investing my time.
Yes. Hmm.
It's the
Hmm.
time that I'm taking to do this. It
Yes.
was so amazing. Today I went, my mentor, Mr. Richards, that I told you about,
Hmm.
he invited me and the boys to come to an art gallery that was
Okay.
Black owned and was Afrocentric art. And it's in the community. And I ain't even know.
Ooh.
And the artist that was there was, she has a PhD in in African American studies, like history, African studies,
Hmm.
and specializing in Black women contributions. So the art gallery was full of Black women and their contributions. I was just blown away.
Wow.
It was so much. I was
Wow.
just like, all this. She was like, what the reason why I'm here, my purpose is to share the story to our youth, to others, because if we can't stand on shoulders if we don't have the shoulders to stand on. And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, we as Black people have been disconnected from our leaders, so we have nothing to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I'm here to tell the story. It
Mm-hmm.
was so many Black women that she, it was so many, and it opened me up. It was just, it was, and then for my sons to see it, I brought my sons, and they were there to see it, and I saw that. I also met the the person that carved all these African carvings, and like all on the walls and the floors. It was just like African art everywhere. It was truly amazing and beautiful. The sculptures that was outside, which was a dragon sculpture outside.
Mm.
They had dragon sculptures, and we talked about dragon energy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Alignment. Wow.
It was a beautiful experience because I'm like, we should have our kids coming in by the busloads to come through here and
Mm-hmm.
be shown this. And the guy that was managing and overseeing it, he was like, we that's what we want to do. We want to get our kids to come in and take trips here, have
Mm-hmm.
field trip here,
Mm-hmm.
spend the day here. There's so much you can be here all day, explaining
Mm-hmm.
all the what's here. And I told him, he was like, what do you do? Like, what do you contribute it? And I was like, I make workbooks. He was like, we need workbooks for our kids that reflect what's here. And so I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, and then the artist, the lady that made all the art and all the history, she wants to connect with me. And so I've always wanted to get more into the community, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's just, everything is just,
Placing itself. God put you in an environment that it's for you, you know? Now it's like
yeah.
it's like your throne. It's like your
Hmm.
you are claiming your space. Like the
Yeah.
space is there to be taken, and you have all you that's needed to respond to this empty space, you know?
Yeah, that's
Mm,
that's what I'm seeing because
mhm,
I'm just being myself, and I saw how I can add value, and I saw you know how we could collaborate, and how I can help and add value to what they're doing. You know what I
mm,
mean? Like, it's
mm,
a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to witness, and then I open up my eyes to see about and how to collaborate with others.
mhm,
I'm
mm.
opening up my eyes to collaboration.
Yes, yes.
But
Wow. Did you see like all the I don't know how to say chemin, but all the step that you done for this moment. Like when we begin that like few weeks ago, you will never imagine that kind of thing blessing coming in your life. It's just
I
amazing.
it's so interesting because what I was doing was following my interest.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't have foreseen I my interest of, I want to do community work, but I don't know what that entails. I don't know what that looks like. I really don't know what that is. I just want to work with my people, and I want to work with the youth.
Mm-hmm.
But as I continue to follow my interest, it's the vision is opening up, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing more of it now. So it's like, yeah, now I
Mm-hmm.
see. And that's what it is. I'm filling up my space.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's my space.
Yes.
Oh, Tamara.
No, it's so beautiful. And you were speaking about space, and when we occupy our space, there's no competition. There's no competition. It's just
No.
that's why you can collaborate with everybody, because you said you know that everyone have their role to play, but their role don't come on your place, you know.
Mhm.
We just have to follow our passion for real, and the competition is not there. We just I'm doing what I
Mhm.
like, and it's my
Mhm.
space, and nobody can do it like me because
Come
nobody
on,
has
sis.
the heart. No, but for real.
That's really the
And,
mindset that we have to adopt, because there's so many of us, and I was in that space too, where I felt like I had to compete, and I
mm-hmm,
felt like I had to, I have to do it better. I gotta be the best.
mm-hmm,
And really, Tamara, I think it's not until I started doing high level,
mm-hmm,
like and meeting with you,
mm-hmm,
that I don't the competition that was in me
mm-hmm,
melting away.
mm-hmm,
Don't
mm-hmm,
focus on that anymore. Like, everyone has their own role to play. Everybody has their own thing to contribute. And
mm-hmm,
that was what we were talking about in with the ladies in the group with Verna Lee's. She was talking about there's so many different kinds of aspects of nature. She's like, your nature, who you are supposed to be, doesn't have to look like what somebody else is doing. It doesn't have
mm-hmm,
to look like what someone else is doing. And the problem is, we all see that we're supposed to look like this one thing,
mm-hmm,
and that's what we're supposed to be. But some
mm-hmm,
of us are like, that ain't me.
mm-hmm,
That ain't me. And she
mm-hmm.
was explaining, like, you don't have to fight yourself or feel bad or try to be something that you're not, because there's room and space for everybody to be who they are and excel and be good at just that. And we
Yeah.
all come together
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
collaborate
mm-hmm. Yeah.
with our own specialty.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
she's like that, and that's like the movement that we want to create, is let that jealousy, that competition, we don't have to do that. We
Mm,
can be in our femininity and just accept and flow with each other.
yeah. Yeah.
And
Yes.
that is what's missing.
Mm-hmm. That's what's missing, but that's what's happening too. Like,
Mm.
I feel the change. I can feel it. I can smell it. And no, for real, I feel it. Like,
Mhm,
by what
mhm,
you were talking about, I'm from a area where there's a lot of white people, and
mm,
I grew up in a white environment. I was like, when I was younger, I was the only black kids at
mhm,
school, and
mhm,
I just realized that's put some, not trauma, but some, I have like issue with my self image
mm,
because of the lack of representation. So I never grow up
mhm,
feeling like I was a pretty, feeling that I was
mhm,
or I was attractive because of where I
mhm.
came from.
Yeah.
And I just, I feel I have this mission in me, is to just show up for the little girl like me that I was, like,
Yes.
for my daughters, and for all the black little girl to, like, just show up. You are pretty the way you are. Like,
Yes.
the beauty
Yes.
standard that we see on television is not the only one that existing. And I think it's
Yes.
just important to just show up the way you are, like,
Yes.
I
Yes.
have to do a lot of inner work just to realize that, girl, you are perfect the way you are. You don't need
Yes.
any change. And like the white woman with the blonde hair have her space. You
Girl, I
have
could go in my
your you
I could
have
go in my drawer right now and pull out a straight wig, okay?
yeah, no wig on
And
my
that right there, I experienced the same thing.
mm,
I grew up around, I was in white communities, white neighborhoods,
mm-hmm,
and I was going to school where I was the only black girl in class.
mm-hmm,
Even though I was beautiful and curvy,
mm-hmm,
none of the boys would talk to me because I was curvy.
mm-hmm,
They used to call me Thunder Thighs,
mm-hmm,
and they used to call me Big Butt,
mm-hmm,
because the white girls were very thin and narrow.
mm-hmm,
Back in the 90s, the girls was really, really, they're narrow. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had low self-esteem. I used to think that I just wasn't attractive. But then when I left the white schools and went over to the black schools, I went to black school for the first time. Oh, the brothers all over me. They was calling me brick house. I was like 15, 16. They was calling me all kinds of stuff, getting
Mm-hmm.
called in the streets. So that right there helped me understand that being around your own people and having that self-representation is
Mm-hmm.
imperative for that young child. And that is
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing as well. I'm showing
Mm-hmm.
up as the person that I wish that I
Mm-hmm.
saw that I had.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
wish I had somebody that was bringing me to these African museums and showing me around my people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I had, people like that. I wish I had someone that was connecting me back to my African roots or creating these workbooks to tell me who I am. I wish I had that. And that's what I really think is the purpose of life.
Yes. No, for real. For real. And you say something about being around your black people. One thing that I realized, not every black people are
Yeah.
really black. Like I
Yeah. Not all
also,
kinfolk is skinfolk.
yes, because I also grow up. Why I told you that is because I, from my mother family,
Mhm.
all her brother married like white woman, so that came, so it's add also a little bit about me not like being enough, like you grow up in white environment when you like invisible, and you
Mhm,
grow up, you
mhm.
go to family like gathering, and you say, oh, these black men with doing mixed children because they are with white women, that I
Mhm.
realized I doing work. I realized that do something,
Yeah,
and why?
psychologically. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like living in this environment. Like me personally, I marry. I didn't marry a man that born in Canada. I marry
Mm.
a man that born in like another country, like in Haiti, in Haiti.
Mm.
So when he
Haiti,
came
okay.
here, yeah. So when he came here, what is like was me, you know. So now
Mhm.
I also see like we have to go where we are liked and not tolerate, where we are appreciated, we are
Ooh.
So
That is a big man. It's
mm,
man. Isn't it beautiful getting older, sis?
yo,
Getting older
yes,
is
for us, yes. For all this realization, so you do all this part by yourself, but now you have this realization that you can give to the younger one for them to not go through what
what
you
we
went
would
through. Yes, so
that is right on point. Not all kinfolk, not all skin folk is kinfolk. And I noticed like not all black people I can have this conversation with.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Not all black people I can help.
mm-hmm.
I can only help those who are on the same vibrational frequency
Yes,
as I
yes,
am.
yes,
I,
yeah,
you know, and that's who I collaborate with. But yeah,
mm-hmm,
you're right. Not everybody you can collaborate with. But and what I've noticed is that there are an abundance of people that are out there
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
that do have this type of frequency.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And once you tune to it, that realm opens up.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's I mean, I went through the same thing. That is an important thing is having that representation because what it sounds like is you had an identity crisis. You had an identity issue with who you are because it was Europeanized. You had the European education. All
Mm-hmm.
you learned about was white men, some white
Mm-hmm.
women, and war. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like that's really all you were educated about. You were
Mm-hmm.
around white people and they don't talk about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have
Yeah.
conversations with them, it's very
Surface level,
surface.
superficial. Yes, yes. You can go deep with nothing with them. No, no.
And some of them can go deep, but they can't go as deep as you
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
as deep as a sister. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't reach that far down, you
Yeah.
know. And that's all we had, which is everything was Europeanized. and we
Mhm.
end up having these identity crises,
Mhm.
and um and we end up lost, and that's what puts us on our spiritual path is I got to figure out who I am and reconnect with my roots. And so that is really what a spiritual walk is.
Mhm. No, sir. Like the path to knowing yourself, knowing your worth, putting you in an environment that you feel in your place,
Mhm.
and create relationship with like-minded individual, and
Mhm.
searching for it. Because if you just stay where you came from, you never going to realize all these things. Like, imagine for me, I have to like take a plane, I have to like read like American stuff, just to
Mm.
put myself in another environment. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
like I have to
Mm.
do the work where someone
Yeah,
have
yeah, you
to
do.
do.
Yeah.
Yes, when someone have to do this path, me, I have to do this, just to have
Yes.
the same result or the same education, because
Mhm.
I'm in another planet, okay? I'm in
Yeah,
another world. What I'm speaking about, I don't know
yeah,
if people around me going to understand, or
yeah,
just lacking it, but I'm doing this
yeah.
for myself. I'm doing
Mhm.
this for my children. I'm doing this
Mhm.
for my little
Wow,
children that's not there yet. I'm the
wow,
pioneer of all this movement for me, for my reality, for where I'm from, so yeah.
wow, wow,
Mhm.
wow, wow, wow. This.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
It's
goodness. It's interesting because after James left, like the entire energy shifted. Like the energy shifted after James left. Like I knew people started to flood and like come into my life. Just
mm, mhm.
and
It was
that's
a block.
mm, he
Mm,
was a block.
mm,
He was still keeping me down on that lower energy, that lower frequency.
mhm,
Once I cut that tide, it's like
mhm.
now
I
I'm
see
able to
you
keep my
glowing
energy
too.
up.
Yes. I see it too. Something I can't say what it is, but something you are glowing. I feel it, that you live this separation very well, very good, very, yeah, you live it like well, very well, and think beautiful thing happen to you like day after day, weeks after weeks. It's just amazing for real.
Same,
You
same,
say
same, same,
yes
same.
to yourself. That's what happened. You
That's what it is.
comfortable to say yes to yourself, yes to your need, yes to your passion, where someone else will be blocking you. Now you like,
Mhm,
no, I going all in.
mhm, mhm. And it
Yeah.
was scary. It was hard. It was at first, man, I was having a lot of anxiety
Mm,
because having to go back to being a single mom,
mm-hmm,
single momhood, man, that's it's a rough life.
mm-hmm,
Don't let me reframe that. It's not a rough life. What's a better word to put it? It's a it's a large role to play
mm-hmm,
because there's so many different parts you got to play. So it's
mm-hmm,
a big role. You know, you don't have someone else to come and take that responsibility. You got to take it all
mm-hmm.
yourself. You
Yeah.
know, so it was at first, I had to work through my emotions. I remember, having little panic attacks, having a little anxiety, and I had to really ask questions within me, like, why do I have so much fear around being a single parent? Why do I have so much fear? And once I came across knowing that there are people on this planet that are Black intellectuals and are doing community work and are doing, living out their passion and traveling the world and doing these amazing things. Once I discovered that, and it came into my focus, it gave me the strength to say, I'm gonna walk out on faith and end the relationship. Because I know that there's a group of people out there that is for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so once I finally ended that relationship, it took about I continued. The anxiety was there, the fear was there, but this passion that I had in me, I just knew that you can't come with me on my journey. You're
Mhm.
not part of this journey. And so
Mhm.
I just had to come to the point where I had to accept it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that was the biggest part, is once I just accepted that this is it, then that anxiety came down and I was like, this is just going to be my life. But on the
Mhm.
flip side of that, yes, it's a big role to fill. And on the other side of that, I kept in the forefront of the possibilities, though.
Mhm. Mhm.
Word, like when I'm like, okay, yeah, let this go. I take on this big role, but now I get to meet Tamara. Now I get to meet 19 Keys. Now get to meet with Mr. Richards. Now I get to meet with people in the community because I let that go and accepted the
Mhm.
role.
Mhm. Just it was all that. It was like confirmation that you are doing the right thing. No, it's amazing. And how your
Mm-hmm.
son live all this? All they were close to your ex?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't really involved. He was more of like a disciplinarian.
Okay.
Like if something went wrong, that's when he would show up. That's really what he was. And that was one of the biggest things that was the main contributor to the relationship. I was like, it's been a few years. You still haven't built a relationship with the boys. I've given you enough time. At
Mm-hmm.
this point, I see that you don't have it in you to be the father or the leader that I need for this family. And
Mm-hmm.
so what I did was we got married within the first 2 years of us being together. And I realized that I didn't give it enough time for me to see fully of what this is, because it was rushed. I didn't know. And I was on the same level as him as well. So I attracted him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I attracted him. But that was my biggest reason for ending it. I was like, I just can't take it. Like, as a mom, if you can't connect with my sons, what are you even here for?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you even here for? I might as well do this on my own. And this was like literally the thoughts I had. I might as well just do this on my own. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what made me just say, I'm gonna just do this on my own. Then I had to go back and learn, why is it that I was attracting men like this? And it's because part of that was already in me based on how my dad raised me.
Mm-hmm.
My dad didn't give me any emotional
Support.
or no emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that. This is what you should look for in a man, or I didn't have that. My dad was, and I love my dad. I love my dad now. I accept him for who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I had conversations with him, letting him know that, I'm looking for a different kind of man. But, my dad was into street drugs and
Okay.
he had a problem with alcohol. And so you already know emotionally he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't really have a great example of a man growing up. In fact, I kept marrying. My first husband had a drug problem, alcohol problem, and then so did my second. And then once I came across James, I realized, like, this is a cycle,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got to break it, because if I don't break this cycle, if I don't learn what this is, why I keep attracting this, it's gonna fall onto my boys.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the main driver, is how it's affecting the the boys. And so once I saw like there's other kinds of father figures out there, there's other kinds of men out there, that gave me that tie that I needed to go ahead and move forward.
Mm-hmm. Wow, like your realization saving you. It's
Yes,
just you being,
self-awareness,
yeah, yeah.
becoming self-aware, because we know something's not right,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know what that thing is. And that's why I was so low in my mental health,
Mm-hmm.
because I knew I wanted to love my children. I knew I wanted to be a better mom. I knew I just wanted this better life, but I didn't know how to actualize it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like my reality. I didn't like that the men that I kept choosing was like my dad. I saw it. And then I was becoming my mother.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Beautiful thing about, tracing your lineage, understanding who you are, because when you start to go back and trace the roots and you see that I'm becoming my mom, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm attracting partners like my dad, you
Mm-hmm.
then see that cycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then right there, at that point, you know where to break it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I had to, and so that's what led me to the Nation of Islam. Is I started to learn about, who I am, the science of mating consciously, not just mating and dating just because, but doing it consciously, doing it with a purpose and a mission.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when I think about dating again, I'm not afraid or worried,
Mm-hmm.
because I understand I don't look for just surface things anymore, because surface things, you miss all that junk that people have hidden under that stuff.
Yeah.
No, I know how to ask questions to get to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I ask, well, I'm not dating, but I think about things like this. If I were to start dating, first thing I'm gonna ask, what's your relationship with God?
Yes. More
That
important
first
question.
question, how you answer that, says
Yes.
it all. I ain't gotta
Yes.
go no.
Yes.
You
Yes.
think God is somebody outside of you? I can't be with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You think there is no God? I can't be with you. You don't know? I can't be with you.
Mm-hmm. No, for real.
I ain't gonna waste my time.
Yes. Not for real. I think the error of a lot of women like us is that we don't ask this question, or if we ask it, we like, if if we like the individual, we can accept
Mm-hmm.
some I don't know, because you
Mm-hmm.
like the individual, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you go with it, but later that's going to cause some problem. So
Yeah, yes, it's gonna
you
cause
have
problems down the
to,
line, because
yes, yes,
if you guys don't have, if y'all don't serve the same God,
uh-huh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
y'all not gonna be on the same page. Y'all
yeah,
always gonna be different.
yeah, eh,
Y'all never gonna flow because y'all ain't on the same page.
yeah,
Who was God to you?
mm,
Oh, okay, gotcha. What is your passion?
mm,
Oh, I haven't really thought about that. Oh, I can't even consider you. What's your
mm-hmm,
purpose? I know you don't know your purpose. If you don't know your passion, I know you don't know your purpose.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You ain't on your purpose. So that means you're not building anything. How can I help
mm,
you? I can't even see myself doing anything with you. You don't have nothing for me to build. You don't got nothing for me to work on.
mm, mm, girl, speak.
Who are you outside of your societal titles? I don't know.
Mm,
I'm an engineer. Okay, who are you outside that? I don't know. I really haven't
mm,
thought about that. I can't do anything with you. You don't know who you are outside of your societal titles, which means you don't know your African roots. You don't
mm,
understand that you're a star seed. You don't know your cosmic roots.
mhm, mm.
Which, if you don't know that, then you don't know that you're in the matrix. You don't
Yeah.
know.
Ay,
You don't know you in the matrix, bro. Like, I can't even. What can I do with you? I
girl.
know this is the matrix. I know we're in it. So
Mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying? So now I know the type of questions to ask. I know now, like I know how to find your alignment.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Someone with who you in alignment. Yes. It's
Mhm.
not easy. No, because with all of the questions that you ask right now, I just pass in my head. I'm like, whoa. I mean, there's few. I think there's few that will be able to pass the test of this
Exactly.
question. You
And
know.
that's what increases my value because
Mm-hmm.
I know these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I'm so valuable because
Mm-hmm.
I know this within myself. So how
Mm-hmm.
can I give myself away to just somebody that they can't appreciate what they have? I
Uh-huh.
can't give myself to you because then I'm going to end up hurt. I'm going to hurt
Mm-hmm.
myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So now I know who to give my value to. It's
Mm-hmm.
somebody that can appreciate it. And I know they'll appreciate it because they can answer those questions.
Mm-hmm. 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 You ready? You ready?
And I ain't even thinking about dating. I'm just like, this is just, at this point, it's not even called dating. This is just
Interview.
conscious alignment.
Yes. 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 That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just conscious alignment, and it's divine alignment. When it happens, it comes. They come to you. Your
Yes.
partner will be there. I ain't gotta go searching. They'll
Yeah.
be there.
That's true. It's going to be a match made in heaven, like you said. God's going to you're going to be somewhere, and God knew that, and you're going to send him there and say, your wife
Yeah,
is there. Your wife is
yeah.
there. And
He did
it's
it with
her
you.
to do the thing.
You were like you when we came together. That was like that showed me
Uh-huh.
how
Yes.
God put people together. Like it
Yeah.
happened before I've had connections, but with me and you, this was like different.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
yeah.
once me and you came together, that opened me up to, oh, so this is what divine
Uh-huh.
connections are
Yeah.
like.
Yes. God know the dates, He know the moment, so we don't have to like
Yeah.
overthink this. We just have
Yes.
to like listen how intuition. If said, yo, February 20, you have to be there. You don't know why, but you
I'm
just
just gonna
go.
be there.
Yes, you say, okay, I don't know.
I'm
I
just
feel
following
hard.
my on my
Yes,
path. And
yes.
that's the thing. Follow your path and
Mm-hmm.
we'll meet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We met because you followed your path.
Yeah. Yeah.
I followed my path.
Mm-hmm.
Our partners are gonna follow their path and
Yeah.
we'll meet.
Yeah. That's it. Easy like this.
So I'm not worried. Like I'm not worried about partnerships and relationships. I'm now it's been settled within me now. I feel like
Mhm,
I've elevated in that energy, like, okay, I
mhm,
get it.
mhm,
Divine alignment. This is divine alignment.
mhm,
The
mm.
the the people come.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
gotta search it.
No,
It happens. And I just
just
have faith.
radiate, just
Whoa.
shine. Yes, just shine. Follow your intuition, and right people, it's coming. Right relation. Yes, it just you do it right. You do the right thing because every week alignment happens for you. You know.
I like that.
Yeah, just continue,
Mhm.
continue. That's
All
true.
right, everyone. That has been another episode of Check-in and Thrive. If this has moved you, or if you guys have any questions or feel like you've been impacted, feel free to share this video with anyone that could use it. Until next time, everybody. Peace
Bye.
and blessings. See you guys.